Hi there, this is Tyler Simpson, and for this week's assignment, I am bringing forward 6 jobs that I would like to have that I found online during my research. So 2 jobs in storytelling, 2 jobs in transmedia, and 2 jobs in gaming. So we'll get right into it. I want to apologize ahead of time for the sound quality of this video. I am currently out of town, staying at my parents', and so I just had to bring the essential gear to do my work. So for the first job, it's called Corporate Social Responsibility, and it's with Verizon out of Basking Ridge, New Jersey, United States. So it's considered a marketing job, and this falls under storytelling. So the responsibilities would be to create and implement programs that engage employees in the CSR and philanthropic work, both in the US and globally, to attract and retain the best talent. So basically you would be doing corporate storytelling or brand storytelling in a kind of strange way. You would be doing it inside of a company, not for marketing purposes in regards to getting people to purchase Verizon products. You would be doing it to attract employees and keep them inspired and motivated. And I really like the idea of that, which is why I chose it. So a lot of the brand storytelling that we learn in this class will go into that. The next job is narrative designer from Fable Labs in San Francisco, California. So this kind of falls under 2. It falls under the storytelling and the game storytelling. So basically your job would be to create interactive stories through episodic storylines, gameplay-driven narratives, cinematics, and character dialogue. So it would be a kind of transmedia gaming storytelling job. Very interesting. It really ties in with kind of what we've been learning this month. It says, if you don't care what your fans think and purely want to create a piece of art that will appeal to an audience of one, yourself, this won't be the place for you. So it's really, you have to be able to put yourself aside and create something that's really fan service, whether or not you like it. And I kind of like the idea of that. So the next one, it's worth noting that we're moving on to the transmedia role of things. There's a job with Rada Film Group out of Brooklyn, New York. It's the community engagement and marketing intern of documentary film. So in this job, I would be assisting filmmakers and production teams in the creation of transmedia products, both, well, it says here transmedia development, production, and distribution strategies. So I would help with documentary storytelling, and basic stuff like answering phone calls and coordinating meetings and schedules, and just basic kind of intern stuff. But I would also be working on really cool documentary filmmaking, storytelling, journalism, and I think I would really, really like that job. It sounds great. And it's tying in with the class. It says you should be current college students or recent graduates, familiar with Final Cut Pro 7 and the Adobe Creative Suite, which we've gone over. Financial management is a plus. I have a certification in accounting, fluency in Spanish, and interest in translation. I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I'm interested to learn. And there's a stipend for travel. That's a great job. That's kind of exactly right down my alley. And if I didn't get a job like that, I'd probably end up doing the same thing independently after school or even during school. The next job is with Lucasfilm, uh, Lucasfilm Animation out of Los Angeles, California. I would be in charge of generating verbal and written feedback on all story materials related to animation through all phases of development and production. Responsible for brainstorming and developing new concepts for animated projects that are aligned with the company-wide storytelling strategy and transmedia efforts, and supporting the various development teams. Another really cool job that fits in with what we've been doing this month, and in working with someone like Lucasfilm, who has a long history of really strong transmedia storytelling, would obviously just be a dream for, I think, anyone wanting to go into this field. When you have the transmedia Star Wars and the various games and movies and books and comics and audiobooks and online story platforms, very, very, very cool company to work for. So moving into the game storytelling, the first is with EA, doing narrative design. So they say, rebuild Springfield with The Simpsons, score the winning touchdown, fight alien invaders. Yep, it's the coolest job on the planet. What a narrative designer does at EA. The narrative designer will bring the player's experience to explosive life in its storytelling mode. Championing story to the team and ensuring that script, speech, and storytelling devices are tuned to achieve a gripping emotional narrative experience. You'll create characters that game players fully embrace and bond to, and will capture emotional experiences that drive the story forward through non-linear storytelling techniques. My favorite. You'll work closely with other designers and producers to create game worlds where story is core, and the player experience will drive an innovative story vision that is central to one of EA's AAA titles. Again, this is just a dream job, right? When I started at Full Sail, I started in the game design program. And one of the reasons why I left it is because I could better learn storytelling through a communications degree and then get a job in game design doing storytelling. And I would also have a wider range of possible jobs after graduation. And so again, a job like this with EA doing storytelling for games is just perfect. It's really what I wanted to do in the first place. Not necessarily for EA games, but like we talked about last week, games that encourage community outreach, community service, and social policy changes. So that brings us to ZeniMax Media and Bethesda Game Studios. So this would probably be the pinnacle of what I would love to do. I'm a huge fan of Bethesda and their storytelling techniques. I think it's, when it comes to video games, Elder Scrolls and Fallout probably are one of the first things that come to mind when people talk about good storytelling in games. Open world, choice-driven narrative. So with this job, they're basically looking for a quest designer, or a dialogue writer for a game that's in production with Bethesda at Rockville. So I believe that's Elder Scrolls. I mean, that would just be a fantastic job. I mean, do I need to even go into it more? I mean, I think everyone listening in this class is going to know what Bethesda is and what they do. And, it would just be awesome to work for them, wouldn't it? To go to work every day and kind of use storytelling techniques to create something so huge and so loved. It would just be fantastic. So these are jobs I chose through research this month, this week. So it's the last week of class. I guess I'll see you guys next month in whichever class is next. See ya.